So what excited me is that bunny suit. Nope. So the bunny suit is the actual outfit you have to wear in order to go into a clean room environment. You get to kind of put on like a white pajama outfit. My name is Alicia Scott. I work for Onsemi as Senior Director of People, Culture, and Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. Onsemi powers things up. Our mission is to create intelligent power and a sustainable future. My current role is in human resources. The goal of the human resources department is to be the voice of the people, the employees, be that support system to make sure once you are hired and you're here day one, that you have the tools, the equipment, everything you need to get your job done. I grew up in Buffalo, New York, and it was very cold. That's the reason why I'm here in Phoenix, Arizona. I actually love school. So for me, maybe considered somewhat of a nerd. My favorite subject, at first it was history, because I just culturally wanted to learn about the world. But because of the engagement with my teachers is saying, oh, you do well in math and science, you should consider being an engineer. And I'm like, okay, I don't know what an engineer is, because at the end of the day, it was all about what type of job could I get to make a good amount of money to get out of my parents' home. So I always knew, you could be a doctor, you could be a lawyer, maybe you could be a teacher. To me, couldn't negotiate well enough, I guess, to be a lawyer, doctor. The sight of blood just threw me. And to me, being in the classroom, not so much my forte. So let me see what it takes to be an engineer. I went to the Rochester Institute of Technology in Rochester, New York. It was a 5-year program with the opportunity for 4 years of study and a year of cooperative education, where you get hands-on experience as part of the credits to graduate, which is what I love. So I can actually spend my first year going through the different disciplines of engineering and then land in the area of which I thought would be best for me. So right on campus, we had that fabrication laboratory. Fab is where you're actually processing a semiconductor device. That's what excited me, that bunny suit experience and walking through the clean room to seeing step by step wafers cut from the ingot all the way through packaging it and testing it. So I majored in microelectronic engineering. It was kind of like a blend of all the different disciplines into a kind of future industry that I felt like was exciting to me. My co-op experience is what exposed me to Arizona and Motorola. So 6 months in a year, I would work hands-on in the corporate environment with Motorola, and then the other 6 months, I would go back to school in Rochester to do my studies. The second year in which I did that, I actually applied for a position at Motorola and got an offer for a full-time position. So I went back to school in Rochester, New York for my last 6 months, knowing I already had a job. Later, I also did a lot of work in partnership with HR and some of the things that I wanted to see the company do for people of color and women. And that is what catapulted me into the current role in which I have today as head of People, Culture, and Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. In my current role, I'm responsible for a lot of the people initiatives in human resources. I'm responsible for hiring of employees. I'm responsible for your learning. So if you're here as an employee, you want to develop and learn new skills, I own that responsibility. Engagement, the company culture. Why would you want to come here? How are you feeling? And is there anything that we can be doing differently? And we have a span of about 35,000 or so employees all across the globe. So for me, I've traveled to Malaysia, Singapore, China, Korea, Japan. In Europe, I've been to Belgium, I've been to Germany. I've had big town hall meetings where I'm talking to maybe 500 employees at a time, or I've had small meetings where I'm talking to 10. It's about relationship building, and you can't really do that sometimes from a desk or computer, because everything about human resources is really people, so those relationships are huge. I guess my big pie in the sky goal is to really be a catalyst for bringing more women and more people of color into the technical world. I was the first to graduate with my 4-year degree in my family, and it's the first Black female to graduate with my microelectronics engineering degree. And if you have a very homogeneous or a team that's exactly the same, you're not bringing creative ideas or different thoughts to the table. When you have a team that's very different and comes from different walks of life and different aspects, different perspectives, it blows open opportunities for the ways that you can be doing work and ultimately translates into better business results for a company. So thanks for listening to my story today. I look forward to connecting and responding to the questions that you may have.
We'd love to hear your questions. Make sure to submit or upvote to have the presenter answer them.